What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope we're all doing absolutely fantastic. And today, as usual, we're gonna continue with Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. We're gonna continue with the sixth chapter we started yesterday. So let's get started. Well, what sorts of goods would one take to be goods in their own right? Are they the goods that are pursued even on their own? For instance, pardons, seeing, some type of pleasures, and honors. Or even if we also pursue these because of something else, we may nonetheless take them to be goods in their own right. Alternatively, is nothing except the idea good in its own right, so that the form will be futile. But if these other things are also goods in their own right, then the same account of good will help to turn up in all of them, just as the same account of whiteness turns up in snow and in chalk. In fact, however, honor, pardons, and pleasure have different and dissimilar accounts in the respect in which they are goods. Hence, the good is not something common corresponding to a single idea. But how then is good spoken of, since it is not like homonyms resulting from chance? It is spoken of from the fact that goods derive from one thing or all contribute to one thing. Or is it spoken of more by analogy? For as sight is to body, so understanding is to soul, and so on for other cases. Presumably, though, we should leave these questions for now, since their exact treatment is more appropriate for another branch of philosophy. And the same is true about the idea, for even if there is some one good predicated in common, or some separable good, itself in its own right, clearly, that it is not the sort of good a human being can achieve in action or possess, but that is the sort we are looking for now. Perhaps, however, someone might think it is better to get to know the idea with a view to the goods that we can possess and achieve in action. For if we have these as a sort of pattern, we shall also know better about the goods that are goods for us, and if we know about them, we shall hit on them. The argument certainly has some plausibility, but it would seem to clash with the sciences. For each of these, though it aims at some good and seeks to supply what is lacking, leaves out knowledge of the idea, but surely it would not be reasonable for all craftsmen to know nothing about such an important aid, and not even to look for it. Moreover, it is a puzzle to know what the weaver or carpenter will gain for his own craft from knowing this good itself, or how anyone will be better at medicine or generalship from having viewed the idea itself. For what the doctor appears to consider is not even health but human health, and presumably the health of this human being even more, since he treats one particular patient at a time. So much then for these questions. Alright, guys, so we've done with the sixth chapter, and we're going to continue tomorrow, the next one. Thank you for joining me today in this reading session. Hope you enjoyed the journey. See you, bye.